We come here today to mourn the death of Padme Amidala. But first, we're going to talk about what she wore before she died. This is the final installment of my series where I am taking dresses from the Star Wars universe worn by Padme Amidala and translating them into illustrations of historical costumes. Basically, looking at these dresses, asking, what's the vibe? And then going ham on a piece of paper. And I have to say that Revenge of the Sith has some of the best Padme looks, despite Episode 2 being the usual one you think of when you think of Padme's dresses. Maternity wear has never looked so good though, so let's jump right into it. The first dress in this lineup is the pregnancy announcement dress. We've already done a Roman look in the first video, but that was a peasant look, so instead we will be transforming this one into a Roman noble lady. As with the previous look, she will be in a stola, which is the draped and pinned style of ancient Roman dress. However, since she is a noble lady, I've gone a bit more complicated with the styling of the drapes and folds, as well as the amount of fabric used. Over top of this will be the palla, which serves as a shawl or cloak dependent on the size. In this case, I've made it very large since Our Lady is very rich. I've also given her some lovely matching jewelry and a belt to finish off the look. The next look that I've chosen is this green one. The Empire waist is just begging to be a Regency gown. I've chosen to use the French court gowns of the time for inspiration because the English court was doing frankly insane things that I am not touching with a 10-foot pole. I've given what is usually a white dress a lilac color, as the original dress sports purple accents. On top of that is our lovely green train with lots of embroidery and gold accents. And, of course, I can't forget that Regency-style hair with its face-framing curls, despite in the original being some of the simplest hair that we see Padme wear. Also, let me know in the comments if you agree, but I frankly find Regency hair, especially as it transitions into the 1830s, to be very similar to Who hair in the Dr. Seuss universe. Fa Hu Dore all day long. The next look I've chosen is this nightgown that Padme wears during the attack on the Jedi Temple. Normally, my mind goes to the many dramatic, long nightgown styles throughout history, whether it be medieval shifts, or lacy, detailed, embroidered Victorian nightgowns, or fabulous 1930s film nightgowns. But instead, this look had me thinking specifically of the teddies of the 1960s lingerie. So, I've drawn her wearing some stockings here, attached to a pair of high-waisted underwear with elastic garters. For the bra, I've gone with an iconic bullet bra. And if you don't think that cone-shaped boobs are the height of iconic bras, I do not know what to tell you. Over top it all is a gathered sheer teddy to finish off the look. Next is the dress in which Padme delivers one of the most iconic lines in all of Star Wars. I get chills every time. Instead of a dress, I've chosen to draw this look as a coat, specifically an Edwardian ulster coat. The inspiration comes from the cape-like sleeves and shape in the original, and if this looks familiar, then you may recognize it from illustrations of Sherlock Holmes. The nipped-in waist smoothly extends into a full skirt, and the sleeves are fitted close to the wrists and forearms. And finally, of course, her awesome winged headpiece, that is frankly my favorite part of this entire look, becomes a silver brooch worn at the neck. At least our girl can look fabulous as she watches democracy fail. The last look that we see Padme alive in is when she makes one final attempt to get through to Anakin. The short skirt and tall boots put me in mind of the later 60s and early 1970s. The dress I've drawn for her here is an extra short mini, and while I've kept it sleeveless and with a collar, as is the same in the original, that harness has got to go. So instead, I've given the dress some darker geometric accents and some matching bracelets, both of which were popular at the time. On her feet, she's rocking some high socks and a pair of brown leather go-go boots to finish off the look. While most people think of white, shorter boots when they think of go-go boots, during the early 70s, this taller style in a variety of colors was what was popular. The very last dress that we see Padme wear is what she has been dressed in for her funeral. The straight-across neckline on the dress and the cape framing the edges form an altogether square neck that makes me think of dresses of the 1910s. Think Titanic vibes, except, without the giant sinking ship and the tragedy. Well, actually, with the tragedy, in this case. I've taken all the mixed colors in the sparkles of her cape, the greens, blues, aquas, teals, etc., and divided them into layers on my version, made up of both sheer and non-sheer fabrics. These layers are banded together beneath a mid-rib cage sash that makes the waistline. Of course, I'm ensuring that there are plenty of sparkles by adding some beading elements to each layer. I've taken the flowers that were dispersed in her hair and made them into a headpiece. And finally, she'll wear the necklace that Anakin gave her. And there you have it. Looks worn by Padme Amidala in Star Wars Episode 3, drawn instead as historical gowns by me. I've got to say, this has been one of the most fun projects I've done in a long time. My first ever Star Wars project on this channel is finished with this part 3. I hope you guys liked watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I definitely want to do more Star Wars themed videos, whether it be critiques or discussions or projects in the future. If you liked this video and you want to listen to me nerd out some more, then be sure to visit my channel, because I do be nerding over there quite a lot. Or if you're interested in watching me sew some things, design some things, maybe make some costumes, then be sure to visit those videos as well. If your attention span is not feeling up to some more YouTube, then consider visiting my TikTok or my Instagram. And if you'd like to support the channel, maybe go visit my Patreon, see what I've got going on over there. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a good day or night or whenever you happen to be watching this, and bye! I'm spending Hanukkah in Santa Monica. I feel like I'm contractually obligated to go and rewatch the prequel trilogy now. Okay, this is a vibe. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. How is it that I manage to kick my camera every time I move? If I could speak the English language, that would be great. There is no excuse to not be able to say words. Not being able to speak coherently in English is so embarrassing. I'm not bilingual. I'm monolingual. It's humiliating to not be able to speak the one language I know.